There are two kinds of temptation. One of them is constantly overlooked and indulged in because people are ignorant of it. Now, there's the classical temptation, the temptation to go out and fornicate, the temptation to practice adultery, the temptation to indulge in the bottle again over and over, the temptation to indulge in gluttony, to just keep overeating, and so on and so forth. In other words, the classical temptation of serving your flesh, right? But there's an even greater temptation, the one which you should be paying attention to even more. Because if you don't know about that one, if you indulge in that one because of ignorance, then you will automatically indulge in the other. You will automatically overeat again. You will automatically again seek comfort in the bottle, chase after women, feelings, temporary feelings again, right? So, what is that greater temptation? The greater temptation is a spiritual or internal temptation. That temptation is to turn away from your God, which is I am. The awareness of being, which is the spiritual mind or Christ. Christ's name is I am salvation. I am the awareness of being, which is God, the spiritual mind. God is also love, the scriptures say. So the salvation or the Savior is a loving awareness of being. That is what you turned away from. That was the temptation. You turned away from a loving awareness of being or a loving state of being, a loving state of consciousness. Because you see, when you turn away from love, that is the only time that you will be tempted or can be tempted to fall into the bottle again. When you turn away from I am loved, from I am enough, from I am satisfied, that is the only time that you can fall into the physical or fleshly temptation to indulge in death, in psychological suffering. And when I'm talking about death, I'm not talking about the things that you do in the physical. I'm talking about the consequences or the wages of indulging in that bottle again, chasing after temporary feelings again, overeating again. Now you have that death in you, that psychological suffering, the carnal mind. Do you understand? How can you be tempted into feeling I am useless, I am powerless, which leads you into indulging in the bottle again? How can you step into those I am useless, I am worthless, I'm nothing, if you are rooted in I am loved, I am enough, I am satisfied, I am whole, I am complete, I'm not lacking anything? If you occupy that state of consciousness, do you think it is possible for you to become a drunkard? No. Is it possible for you to become envious of anybody when you are complete? If you are complete, if you are satisfied, can you be tempted to go and practice adultery with another man's wife? The answer is no. And you can transfer that principle onto anything. Stay in the house of God, the being or the nature of God, which is loving. And then you won't turn into the prodigal son, go out into the world, waste all of your substance, waste all of your love, your loving being on temporary nonsense, on temporary feelings or emotions, also called harlots or prostitutes. They're just temporary feelings, because women are feelings, and a harlot is a temporary feeling, because she sells a temporary feeling to you for money, which is your life force. It is symbolic of your life force. You give away your life force for temporary nonsense. That is your sin, your error thought, which leads you to death, which is the psychological suffering that you experience after the pleasurable season of sin is past.